My name's Chris Bisaha, and I'm on the Henlopen City Oyster House with my partner, Joe Baker. We opened 4 years ago, actually through a lot of help with the Small Business Development Center, and WSFS was our lender, so a lot of the people here helped us get going. We had a part in the previous restaurant when we opened, which we sold out of to open this restaurant. So we kind of had a little easier path forward than some restaurants do. We had a lot of people knew us in the community already. So it definitely was easier than opening, say, you're from out of town or such like that. We're open every day, 7 days a week, year round. We're real passionate about the oysters, the seafood, wine and beer, which is one of our niches as well. We do a lot of craft wine, beer, small boutique, family-owned things. We deal with a lot of farms in Sussex County for as much produce as we can possibly get. If we can get everything from the farms during the summer, we will. Winter, as much as you can get. We do a lot of things with the community, as far as from sponsoring soccer teams to a local 5K to doing charity events where we bring oysters and such. Our main focus is providing a really great all-around experience for when you come in, like from service, which is, I think, vastly under. When you go out, I think you should have a great service experience in a restaurant besides the food, which should be equally great. But we try to, you try to get it all in one instead of saying maybe I had an okay experience here, but the food was great, or vice versa. So we try to encompass all of that, which I think we do a great job of. We're very busy. That's about it. I don't have a lot to say. It'd be better for questions for me. If you guys want to go from there.
Yeah, sure. We can do that. Let me turn this on. Are there any questions? I see we have a question.
Chris, what prompted you to open an oyster house as opposed to anything else, and kind of what's your passion as far as the restaurant business?
For the oyster house, so we'll do 8 varieties of oysters every day, or 9 varieties every day from all over the East Coast, West Coast. It's always rotating. Some is do with seasonality. Some is because these guys are super small. It might be a 2-man operation doing oysters out of, say, Massachusetts, and they only have so many. We just saw a need. We visited various cities, New York, Boston, Philly, D.C., and there's a lot of oysters. There's one in every state, every city, and they're kind of boutique-y oyster houses with good, with seafood, and you try to do some other things as well. But there wasn't one on the peninsula. We opened, the other one was the one we used to be a part of. So there wasn't that kind of place that we see everywhere else. So, and it's done well. I mean, people are receptive. When they come from D.C. and Philly, and they're looking for oysters. That's what they come to us.
Are there other questions? I'll just make my way around.
Congratulations.
Thank
I'm
you.
always concerned about job creation. How many people are you employing, and what's your long-term goal for job creation?
Well, we have about 40 employees for year-round. Half of them have been with us from our previous restaurant. We've had half of them for 9 years. We've all worked together. So it's a really great working environment for us as well as them. Everyone knows we get a lot of compliments when people come to the door about how everyone works together. I'm like, it's because they've worked together for so long. Going forward, we have slight looking into another restaurant. If I have kids, my partner has kids, we don't have managers, so we're there every single day. So it is out there that if the right place came up, right location, we would look into doing something else. So that would be, probably another 30 or 40 jobs as well. Pardon me? Rehoboth Lewis. Yeah, no further.
Chris, this past session, the General Assembly passed HB 160, which was the Delaware Shellfish Aquaculture Act, and I know you were a big supporter of
Yes.
that. How do you think your customers are going to respond to eating locally grown oysters?
I won't be able to get enough of them. We actually talked about even trying to get a couple acres ourselves and with a partner and doing oysters for ourselves. With a working partner would be more of the waterman, but yeah, we'd love to try to do it if it's, because I know it's passed and all that. So I think it's great. I mean, it's great for the bay. Oysters are that's what cleans the water, gets everything in better shape.
Have you found an opportunity to use the shells, to recycle the shells that you use? I grew up in the town of Melton, and there was a lot of micro entrepreneurs in history that made buttons from shells.
We unfortunately, they want our shells to repopulate the oyster beds. We can't, we're in a condo, so we cannot have, and we're a very small restaurant. When we go through so many oysters, our previous restaurant, we had 5 50-gallon drums that we would, the Inland Bay, the Center for the Inland Bay, not the Center for the Inland Bays, one of those organizations, they would take and they pick them up once a week. Where I am now, I can't have any of that outside. So currently the problem is no one can pick them up on a daily basis, which we would love to be able to do it again. But it's just, right now, none of the organizations can do it every day.
Are there any other questions?
Good morning. I understand you have lines outside the door to come into your restaurant. Can you tell me how people hear about you, even though you probably don't have to worry too much about that? Was it word of mouth? Was it marketing?
Well, you always worry about that. You know, even whether you have lines or not, you still want people coming, and you still want to continue to get your word out. Right now, our word of mouth is our main. We don't advertise right now. We did, starting out. Also, like I said, we had a name in the community already when we opened. So it was very helpful. We were busy from the start to an extent. Another big one for us is the hotels and the little bed and breakfasts are awesome supporters of us. And it's one way we spend money instead of advertising. We go back at the end of the season and try to take gift cards to all of the hotels for the front desk staff because they really do drive a lot of business our way.
That's great. Are there any other questions?
Hi. We had a chance to chat earlier, and you were sharing with me about your employees and many of them being year-round, and some of them came on board with you when you opened this
Right.
restaurant. I also know that in the restaurant industry, there's a big turnover sometimes in personnel. What's your secret?
We're pretty easy to work for, I'd say. We're more along the path of we give a lot of leeway. As long as you do your job, we're not going to be, we're going to provide a great place to work. We close for the holidays. We close in September to do an employee party. It's fun to work there. I mean, we all have a good time in August. Even everyone's still rolling along. No one works 6 days, kitchen or otherwise, just because it's hard enough. In the summertime, it's hard enough getting into July and August when you're there every day, or even 5 days, and deal with a constant business. So that keeps everyone fresh. Everyone gets along. It is like a family sometimes, though, in there because we've worked together for so long. You do get some like brother-sister squabbles, but other than that, which I always, unless it escalates to something, you let people work it out on their own. But other than that, it's pretty. I mean, when we opened up. The bartender set the bar up. The service staff set the wait stations up. We didn't have anything to do with it. We've already worked with it for a long time. You guys set it up how you want to do it, and you don't always do that. You usually, you might want to set things up your way, but so it's worked out great.
Are there any other questions for Chris? Okay, Chris, what else can we do to support you? Come to your restaurant.
Or even, let people know you've heard about it. Have you heard of the Oyster House? Have you been there? And, the word of mouth is our, driving, like I said, it's our driving force right now that keeps us busy. And we're open all year, so, summertime, I don't suggest coming into Rehoboth. And if you don't fight parking and all that stuff, but we're open all year, and we do serve lunch in the off-season as well, which we don't do in the summer.
Great. Great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.